How's it going, everybody? Today I wanted to talk about general liability insurance for alarm contractors. As an alarm contractor, your work obviously comes with certain unique risks, and making sure that you have the right insurance in place is extremely important. Thank you for stopping by. My name is Brian. I'm an independent insurance agent based here in the state of Michigan, Metro Detroit specifically, and I work with businesses on their commercial insurance programs, as well as helping families and individuals with their personal insurance, their home, their auto insurance as well. My goal with this channel is to pass on a little bit of educational information to you so that you can make more informed decisions around your insurance, and then overall help answer any questions that you might have. So let's get into it. And before we get too far into the video, I do want to invite you to subscribe to this channel. And if you find this video helpful, useful, anything like that, please feel free to like and share it with anyone else as well. First, let's talk about what general liability insurance will typically cover. This policy is designed to help cover your business from claims related to third-party injuries or property damage, for the most part. For example, if a client or maybe a tenant of a client trips over your equipment while you are installing an alarm system and they get injured, general liability insurance would help step in to cover the medical expenses and then the legal costs from any potential lawsuits that come from it. Another scenario could be is if you accidentally drill through a wall and maybe damage a client's plumbing, electrical, whatever it may be. General liability insurance would help cover those repair costs. These are just a couple examples of potential claim scenarios where general liability insurance could help step in to cover those claims. Another area of coverage for general liability insurance is product and completed operations liability. This part of the policy is for after your work is done. So let's say an alarm system that you installed malfunctions and it causes damage to your customer's property by accidentally setting off the sprinkler system. This area of the policy could potentially help cover that type of claim. This part of the policy is designed to help cover your business from any potential claims that come from any systems or devices that you sell or install, and then any harm or damage that potentially come from them. General liability insurance also provides coverage for certain advertising or personal injury related claims. So something like if a competitor accuses you of copyright infringement in your marketing. Something that is very important that I want to point out is that every policy is different. So depending on the insurance company that you're working with and that particular individual policy that you have with them, you might have certain exclusions on that policy that don't cover specific events. This is especially true for types of businesses like alarm contractors and policies like general liability. So it's very important to make sure that you are working with your agent to understand if there are any certain specific exclusions that you might have and should be aware of regarding certain events or incidents that you would not have coverage for. But there are certain things that general liability insurance policies across the board would not cover, no matter what type of business that is. So it is important to understand these as well, because again, you could run into issues here too. First is that general liability insurance won't cover claims related to the performance of your work. So if you design or install a system incorrectly and it does not work as promised and leads to maybe a potential break-in or loss for your client, general liability insurance would not provide coverage. This is where you would need professional liability insurance, also sometimes referred to as errors and omissions insurance. This type of insurance provides coverage for any potential mistakes or oversights in the professional services that you provide. Another thing to think about is damage to your equipment or the actual alarm system while you are on the job installing it, whatever it may be. If something does happen to your tools, equipment, or materials during a job, general liability insurance would not provide coverage for that. You would need what is called inland marine insurance or maybe an installation floater. Employee injuries are also not covered by general liability insurance. So if one of your technicians gets hurt while on the job, workers' compensation insurance is what would provide coverage in that situation for your employee and for your business. And then there's also cyber risk to consider. With alarm systems being connected to certain networks, a data breach or getting hacked can lead to significant liability issues. General liability insurance would not provide coverage for that. This is where you would need a specific cyber liability insurance policy. And last is that damage from intentional acts by either your employees or yourself would not be covered by general liability insurance. And also one more point related to risk management as a whole is to be very aware of the particular contracts that you do sign for your work. There could be potential language or wording in those contracts that makes you responsible for certain risk. So you want to make sure that those liabilities are addressed in your policy through specific endorsements. Overall, general liability insurance is a very important piece of your commercial insurance program as an alarm contractor, but again, it is not a catch-all policy. As a business, you will truly need to look at your entire risk management protocols as a whole to make sure that you do have the right coverage in place. So thank you for watching, and if you are looking for help with your general liability insurance policy or just overall review your commercial insurance program as a whole, I would love the opportunity to work with you and see if our team can help. There are a lot of ways to get a hold of me, and they should all be in the description below. Please feel free to text, call, email, fill out a contact form, whatever is easiest. And if you have any other questions about insurance, please feel free to reach out directly or leave them in the comments below. I would love to help out with those questions as well. So thank you again.